Hi! In this video, we're going to learn about offering and suggesting. Let's take a look at the video first. Then we are going to identify the expressions of offering and suggesting.
Dan, what shall we do this weekend? I don't know. The forecast says it will be bright and dry on Saturday. But it may rain on Sunday. We could go for a picnic to the lake. And if the weather gets worse, we might go back to town to spend the evening at home watching TV. Going to the lake sounds great. I'm up for it. But I'm not sure about watching TV on Sunday evening. It is boring. I'd rather go shopping or watch a film at the cinema. Sounds good to me. How about inviting Jack and Mary? They could join us. Yes, let's do that.
Dan, what shall we do this weekend? Shall is used to ask for a suggestion. The structure shall plus subject plus verb plus extension. Examples are, shall we do this weekend? Shall we stay home tonight? These are examples of using shall to give a suggestion. Shall could also be used with subject I. For example, shall I open the door? And the other example with subject we are, shall we open our gifts now? Shall we meet in the zoo? But it may rain on Sunday. We could go for a picnic to the lake. We could also use could to make a suggestion. The structure subject plus could plus verb plus extension. Another example, they could join us later. These are other examples of using could to give suggestions. Sounds good to me. How about inviting Jack and Mary? They could join us. We also can use how about or what about to make a suggestion. The structure is how or what, and then about, and then followed by gerund plus extension. These are other examples of using how about plus gerund to make suggestions. How about could also be used with subject and verb. These are the examples of using how about with subject and verb. How about we have lunch at the new Japanese restaurant? How about we try a new recipe this weekend? How about visit her this Saturday? Yes, let's do that. We may also make a suggestion using let's or let us. The structure, let's plus verb plus extension. The examples are, let's do that. Let's go to Gramedia. These are other examples of using let's to give a suggestion. Let's go to a movie. Let's try this restaurant. Let's arrange a meeting. Let's not to go to a zoo and stay at home instead. In making suggestion, we also can use I suggest or I recommend plus that plus extension. For examples, I suggest that you take driving course and have a driving license. I recommend that you learn Arabic before going Umrah. We may also use why don't in giving suggestion. For examples, why don't we go to a movie? Why don't you come around 8? Why don't you try this restaurant? We may also use why not to give suggestion. Why not is followed by verb. It's quite different with why don't. The examples are, why not go to a movie on weekend? Why not buy yourself a new book? Why not try a new hobby this year? There are two kinds of responding suggestion. The first one is agree with the suggestion. The second one is disagree with the suggestion. If you disagree with the suggestion, you may also suggest an alternative. Let's take a look at the examples of those responding suggestions. The first one is agree with the suggestion. We may say, going to the lake sounds great. I'm up for it. It means that sounds good to me. I'm up for it. It's a good idea. And then let's do that. It's fine. And the example of disagree with the suggestion, but I'm not so sure about watching TV on Sunday evening. It is boring. That means I'm not sure about that. Or I don't think it's a good idea. Or you or we had better not to do that. And then after disagree with the suggestion, you may also suggest an alternative. For example, I'd rather go shopping or watch a film at the cinema. It means I prefer go shopping and watch a film at the cinema rather than watching TV at home because that's boring. And these are some examples of responding suggestions. Suggesting means to mention something as an idea, typically in order to recommend it. While offering is to present someone with something that they can either accept or reject. So the difference between suggestions and offer is if in giving suggestion, we give the idea or advice. And then the person that we give the idea or advice will consider it. Then he will make a decision. Different from suggestion, in making an offer, we provide someone with something or opportunity and he or she will accept or reject it. In making an offer, we may use would you like? This is the most common polite expression used to offer something to someone in formal situations. The structure, would you like plus noun or noun phrase or infinitive plus extension. The examples are, would you like a cup of tea? Would you like to have a cup of tea? Would you like a trip to London with me? Would you like me to take you home? The second one, we may use would you care for? Would you care for is a very polite expression used to offer something. As you already know, the modal would is used in formal situations. This particular expression is also used in formal situations. In hotels and restaurants, would you care for is commonly used to offer food. The structure is would you care for plus noun phrase plus extension. For examples, would you care for some more curry? Would you care for a glass of juice? Would you care for pudding, sir? Or would you care for a drink? In offering, we may also use can I or shall I get you? The structure for can I is can plus I plus verb plus object plus extension. For example, can I help you do the chemistry project? Shall I get you? The structure is shall I plus get plus noun or noun phrase plus extension. The example, shall I get you something to drink? Shall I get you is also commonly used to offer food or drink. However, you can use this to offer other things as well. You can use it in semi-informal settings. Do you want? Do you want is very common informal expression that is used to offer something to someone. It sounds too direct, thus you can only use it in informal situations. The structure, do you want plus noun or noun phrase plus extension. The examples are, do you want some sugar? Do you want another glass of Coke? Do you want dessert? Do you want some money? Next, you may use what if. The structure, what if plus I plus verb plus noun or noun phrase plus extension. For examples, what if I help you to bring that heavy box? What if I clean the dining table while you cook? What if I help you to open the door? And in responding an over, there are two kinds also. The first one is accepting and the second one is declining. That's all about overing and suggesting. I'll see you for even more. Thank you.